Emma is a woman in her early 30s. She moved away from her hometown 10 years ago. Life took her to a big city where she built her career. She became a successful graphic designer. Emma loved the city life, but it was also very busy. She rarely thought about her old hometown. One day, she received a call from her mother. "Emma, we are having a family gathering next weekend," her mother said. "It would be wonderful if you could come." Emma hesitated for a moment but decided to go. She hadn't visited her hometown in years. As she drove through the familiar roads, memories flooded back. She remembered the small parks, the shops, and her old school. Emma parked her car in front of her childhood home. Her mother greeted her with a warm hug. "It's been too long, Emma," her mother said with a smile. Emma smiled back, feeling both happy and nostalgic. That evening, she walked around the neighborhood alone. She passed by the places she used to visit as a teenager. Suddenly, she saw the old cafe where she and her friends used to hang out. She smiled and decided to go in. As she walked in, the smell of fresh coffee filled the air. She ordered her favorite drink and sat by the window. Emma noticed someone familiar sitting at the counter. It was Alex, her high school sweetheart. Her heart skipped a beat as she watched him. She hadn't seen him in over a decade. He was talking to the barista, laughing. He still had the same warm smile she remembered. Emma hesitated, unsure if she should say hello. But before she could decide, Alex turned and saw her. His eyes widened in surprise. "Emma? Is that really you?" he asked, smiling. Emma smiled nervously. "Hi, Alex. It's been a long time." He walked over and gave her a friendly hug. "What brings you back to town?" he asked. "Just visiting my family," she replied. They talked for hours, catching up on life. Alex told her he had opened his own bookshop in town. "I always loved reading, remember?" he said, smiling. Emma nodded, remembering how much he loved books. "I'm glad you followed your passion," she said. "And what about you, Emma?" he asked. "I'm a graphic designer now. I live in the city." Alex looked impressed. "That sounds amazing." Emma felt happy, but also a little sad. She wondered what life would have been like if she had stayed. Alex invited her to visit his bookstore the next day. "It would be great to show you around," he said. Emma agreed, feeling excited and nervous at the same time. The next morning, she walked to the bookstore. It was small but cozy, filled with books of all kinds. "This place is wonderful," Emma said, looking around. "I built it from scratch," Alex said proudly. Emma felt happy for him but also a little envious. "You found your place here," she said softly. "I did," Alex replied. "But I always wondered about you." Emma looked at him, surprised. "You did?" she asked. Alex nodded. "I never forgot about us, Emma." Her heart started to race. "I thought you moved on," she said quietly. Alex smiled sadly. "I tried, but some things stay with you." Emma felt a mix of emotions, happiness, regret, and longing. "I missed you, too," she admitted. They spent the afternoon talking about the past. They shared stories, laughed, and remembered their favorite moments together. Emma felt like a teenager again, carefree and happy. As the sun set, Alex walked her back to her mother's house. "It was nice to see you again, Emma," he said softly. "It was nice to see you too, Alex," she replied, feeling emotional. That night, Emma couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Alex and their time together. She wondered if there was still a chance for them. The next day, Emma packed her bags to return to the city. Before leaving, she decided to visit the bookstore one last time. When she arrived, she found a small note on the door. "Meet me at the park," it read, signed by Alex. Emma's heart raced as she walked to the park. She saw Alex waiting by the fountain, just like old times. "I didn't want to leave without saying goodbye properly," he said. Emma smiled, feeling her heart warm. "I'm glad you didn't," she replied. They sat on the bench, talking and watching the sunset. "I know you have a life in the city," Alex said. "But if you ever want to come back, I'll be here." Emma felt tears in her eyes. "I'll think about it," she said, squeezing his hand. As they hugged, Emma felt a sense of hope she hadn't felt in years. Maybe some things were meant to be, even if it took a long time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to our channel. See you later!